Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Gok, this is Osbay Design, this is my photography and videography YouTube page. I say that because my main channel is Gok's Car Lounge, my automotive YouTube channel that I've been running for a number of years. If you want to go and check that out, I'll link it up on the screen now for you. But this is my bread and butter. This is what I do for a living. This is my 9 to 5. This is what pays the bill. Zzz. It is currently July of 2026 and earlier this month I was at a wedding shoot in Portugal. Last week I was in Greece. Today I'm in Luxembourg for the next 24 hours shooting a project for a corporate client. Then I'm back home for a golf day with Porsche. Then I fly to Jersey for the same client, again for a project to rebrand their website for a corporate client. So I thought this would be a perfect opportunity to run through just exactly how I get about with all my equipment. So without further ado, let's get started. Starting off with my travel bag. This is the Manfrotto Advanced Rolling Bag 3, I believe. It's the perfect size for the overhead holdall on an airplane, and this bag has had a heavy life. These wheels have got some serious mileage on them, okay? There's holes starting to appear, it's starting to look a little frayed, but this thing, whilst it hasn't been perfect, it's been great. This thing goes absolutely everywhere with me. It's been on trains, it's been on airplanes, and this is what I've been using for the past couple of years. And if you want to check it out, I'll make sure I'll link the correct bag in the description box down below. Let's start with the main event pieces. This is my Canon EOS R3. Now, this is a bit of a specialized camera. It's primarily for fast action, high speed shoots, which is not something I do. I do a lot of corporate stuff, I do a lot of weddings, I do a lot of run and gun stuff. Now the reason I've bought this camera is because I love the form factor. I actually really like the fact that it's huge. So it gives you something substantial to hold, all the buttons are very ergonomic. And the reason why I bought this camera was because at the time of buying it, I had the Canon R5, which had a lot of strengths, but it also had a few weaknesses, primarily the recording limit time and the issue with overheating and the high megapixel count. Now, the high megapixel thing is a good thing, but sometimes it's overkill. So I wanted to buy something that was going to complement the R5. I felt that was the R3 because it's 24 megapixel as opposed to 45 megapixel. It doesn't have a record limit, and I've owned this for the past 3 years or so, and it's never overheated, like never. It's never even come close. I love the battery life. It's got absolutely huge batteries, and whilst 24 megapixel by today's standards is a little low, I've not had a single client say, hey, there's not enough megapixels on that camera. Most of the work that I do ends up on websites, on social media, so rest assured, contrary to popular belief, 24 megapixel is still plenty. Now this thing is an absolute beast. It goes up to 1/64,000th of a second. Not that I'm ever going to use it, but I'm pretty sure that's fast enough to freeze time. Okay, and in terms of recording limits, I get 4K 120, 4K 60 frames with no crop whatsoever, 24 frames. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm fairly confident the 4K footage is oversampled from 6K, because when I compare this to the footage I get out of this camera, which I'll tell you about in a few moments, it just looks a little bit more sharp, a little bit more crisp. But again, I'll make sure I've got the details right in the description box down below. It takes 2 memory cards, a CF Express, as well as an SD card. All the photos go onto the SD card, and any video work that I do goes onto the CF Express. So that is body number 1. Right, let's get stuck into some lenses. This is lens number 1, and this is the 14 to 35 f4. Now, I always wanted a wide lens. It's in a pinch, they're very useful. And I had the 16mm prime lens, but I felt like this would be a bit more versatile because it goes all the way up to 35mm. And over the 15 to 35 f2.8, there's about £1,000 difference between the two. Now, my justification for buying this is because this is about 1/3 smaller in size, which is ideal when you're traveling. It's about 1/3 lighter, and the difference between f2.8 and f4 on a wide focal length, I felt was probably a bit of overkill. If you're going at 14, 15 or 16 millimeters, chances are that you're trying to fit a lot into a frame. So f2.8, it kind of loses its point. Is that the right word to use? But anyway, I don't use it a lot, but in a pinch, if I need to do any interiors or try and get a large group of people, that is hugely useful. And to be honest with you, the difference between f2.8 and f4, as I mentioned, at 14, 15, 18 millimeters is not that great. I'll put an example on the screen now for you. Lens number 2, the 70-200 f2.8. Beautiful lens, hugely useful. One of my favorites, if not the favorite. Is it my favorite? I don't know. One of my favorite lenses. It's an f2.8, huge compression, lots of separation from your subjects, weddings, headshots, wildlife, cars. This is absolutely beautiful. Now, Canon do offer a 70-200 f2.8 with an internal zoom. This has an external zoom. So the internal zoom actually has a better throw when it comes to zooming in and out. It's a lot shorter, so it's much easier to get from 70 to 200, but it's about a third longer. This is perfect for me for traveling. It has a smaller footprint, and to be honest with you, it's not that much of a gain over the one that's internally zooming. So this goes absolutely everywhere with me. I mean, it's probably one of the smallest 70-200s in the market. Can't live without that one. Now, the eagle-eyed amongst you will notice that they've got 2 empty spaces, but I'm going to cover those last, so bear with me. Here we've got a Godox Speedlite. This is the V1C, the C standing for Canon. This is also available to Sony and Nikon and I think various other brands as well. Pretty self-explanatory. It's a flashlight, again, to help you out in a pinch if you need a little bit of light. And then to go with that, I have the Godox. This is the Godox X3, again, with a little C on the side to let you know that this is compatible with Canon. I love how small this thing is. It's about the same size as an Apple Watch, the fancy one that I don't know which one it's called, but yeah, it's very intuitive. The battery lasts an absolute age. I've probably had this for about 2 years and I've probably charged it like 5 times. Obviously, I don't use it every day, but it's hugely useful, very intuitive to use, very simple to use. All I do is I set groups for the flash. I've got a second flashlight at home, which I don't bring everywhere with me. But if I do need to, if I'm doing headshots, for example, I will bring the other one and you can group them and then just set the power to each one remotely, and that's pretty much it. I love, like I said, it's tiny, really handy to carry around, and yeah, that's got a permanent place in my travel bag. And also here I've got a SmallRig multi-function tool thing. This is helpful if you use cages, for example, on your camera, or you need to bolt something down or shimmy something loose. Again, just very handy to have around. Not something I use, but you never know when it can come in handy, and given the weight and size of it, it's just worthwhile to have around. And then I've got a little power adapter with 2 USB ports as well, but that's, I'll come back to that. There's something else I need to talk to you about. And then for microphone, so if you're doing any video work, I use the DJI Mic 2. Now, I did actually buy the Mic 3. Sound quality was great. I was happy with them. However, when I'm doing corporate stuff, I don't really want to be putting these onto my subjects. So these ones have got the 3.5mm jack. Have I activated second mic? I don't know. I hope not. Anyway, these ones have the 3.5mm jack. So what I'll do is I'll put these on, get them to put this in their pocket or something, or onto their belt buckle. So I'll put one of these onto my subjects that I'm interviewing, and then I'll wire them up with this lapel mic. A little bit more discreet, looks a bit more professional than having that stuck on someone's suit jacket or their shirt, for instance. So I ended up selling the Mic 3 and then ended up holding on to the Mic 2. So again, hugely useful, and had 0 problems with it so far. Charge case, really handy to have around, so after a shoot you can put them straight back in and they're charging on your way home. Over here I've got a polarizer for when I do automotive stuff, which has got a bit of an natural density. I think this is a 8 in strength. Yeah, ND8 and polarizer. And then for the 7200, I've got the same thing. This is like a 2-in-1. So you've got a variable ND filter, and then you've got a polarizer as well, or the other way around. And then just in the small pockets, I've got 2 spare batteries for the Canon EOS R3. These last forever, but again, when you're on shoots and stuff, you don't want to be caught short. So I carry 3 of those in total, a little microfiber cloth just to protect that. Which brings me, oh, almost forgot. In here, where a laptop or an iPad is supposed to go, I've never used it for that purpose, and I'll come back to the reasoning behind it, but I just find it's too bulky and it then doesn't shut properly. But in here, I carry just a few spare Type-C cables. And then here, in front of this, there's a mesh where I'll keep little bits and bobs. So I've got a step-up ring where I can use the polarizer on the 14-35 as well as the 24-70, which I'm recording on. And there's a little clue in terms of what that extra bit of space is. And yeah, not a lot there, to be honest with you, but if I've got little bits like a Type-C to USB converter, little things that you carry just in case. We'll do that, don't we? Our little just in case items. And then that brings me to the empty spots in the bag. Over here is the 24-70 f2.8, which is what you're watching me on right now. This is a lens that I use every day. It basically lives on the camera, and it's starting to show some serious signs of wear and tear. I've owned it for about 5 years, and about a month ago I ended up dropping it and I damaged the thread on it a little bit. And it's a bit tricky to put filters on and off the lens, but it's marvelous. It's like my daily lens. It's what I go to first and foremost. So that lens is absolutely irreplaceable. I will probably end up having a second. I'm toying with that or the 28-70. 28-70 is a little bit heavier, but it's an f2 and it doesn't have image stabilization. So a 24-70, if you're just starting out and you want a lens that can cover a vast array of things, I'd recommend 24-70. Can't go wrong. It's a fantastic lens to start with. Mounted to that is the Canon R5 Mk2. Again, it's the camera that you're watching me on. I ended up trading it in from the R5, and the reason for it is I initially had no intentions of upgrading to the Mark II. However, I felt it would complement the R3 better. They worked on the overheating, so it lasts a lot longer now. The recording limits have disappeared, so I thought that was a worthwhile upgrade. Now it complements the R3 much better than the R5 did. In hindsight, I should have maybe bought 2 of the same, other 2 R3s or 2 R5 Mark IIs. Just in post, it would have been easier to match the footage. When it comes to photos, they're almost indistinguishable. But with videos, I do have to tweak the colors a little bit, even though they're both Canon, even though you use the same color profiles, they do shift a little bit. So yeah, you do have to do some tinkering with it in post, but that's a first world problem, granted. The last item in the travel bag is something that I've had for literally, probably when I started photography. It was on a Canon 80D, and the shape and size and form factor, the batteries have always been the same, so I've just kept this. It's from Vanguard, and this is where I keep the spare batteries for the R5 Mark II, and then I've got a couple of spare memory cards in there as well. Again, if I need to use those in a pinch. I mean, you can just about make out the brand. This thing is probably about, well, coming up to 10 years maybe, but it works, still does the job, so all good. Now, a bonus round. Now, any good photographer or videographer that's doing international work will know that you cannot do the said work, without a laptop and a backup data management system. This is where the normal rucksack comes in. Now, this is one from HP. I think it's about 30 quid from John Lewis. And the reason why I've got this is because it's good size, there's not too many pockets. And what I find with larger rucksacks or backpacks, especially ones with loads of little pockets, is that you just end up filling it. And when you do that, the rucksack just becomes heavier and heavier, and it becomes a bit of a nightmare if you have marked cases of OCD like me. So I felt that this was handy. So in here fits my 14-inch MacBook Pro. This is the M5 chip, so lots of power, lots of speed. And in here, in the front pocket, I have one of these, an external SSD hard drive. Now, if you're in this game, you'll know just how bloody expensive these things are at the moment. There's a Samsung one. I love the form factor because I have a Ridge wallet and it just fits into the little strap. Like if I need to carry it in my pocket, it literally takes up no more space. About a centimetre in thickness. Adds about a centimetre of thickness to my wallet. But I just find that so handy to have. In terms of speed, I didn't pay too much attention when I was buying it. So if you're trying to edit video off of it, you will struggle a little bit. Photos and stuff, not so bad, but it's more of a redundancy backup thing. I'll go ahead, I'll do the shoot, I'll back it up in there, I'll keep the stuff on the memory cards until I get home, so I just have a copy off of the memory cards from the cameras. Hugely useful. And then some additional cables for transferring said data. And then got a mouse for the laptop. And then in here, I have this. This is a travel adapter, which I bought from Apple. I think the brand's called 12. So whilst I've got a plug in the bag, this is my main one. So this thing, it literally, you can just chop and change depending on what country you're going to. Easy as that. Take that one out. Here's a US one. Easy as that. But the thing that I love the most about it is not the fact that it's got dual USB charge ports, but in here, there's a battery and it powers the Apple, what's it called? Oh, it's called 12 South. The brand is called 12 South. There's a Apple, or AirTag. There's an Apple AirTag or the equivalent built inside. So if I have this and it's in my main luggage, I've not traveled with a luggage on this trip, but if I do, this thing lives in my luggage and I can track it at the same time. So that, small detail, but I just felt that was hugely useful. £70, I think it goes up to about 90 watts of power. Again, I'll link it down in the description if you want to check it out. But yeah, it comes in this handy carry case, and then all your adapters just go in the side pocket here. And then I have this charge cable, which I just put in the mesh there, and yeah, that goes everywhere with me. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you found it useful. If you have any questions for me, just put it down in the comment section down below, or give me a follow on Instagram at osbaydesign.com. That's my website, at osbaydesign, just at osbaydesign. Send me a DM, and yeah, hope you found it useful. Cheers guys, I'll see you at another time. By the way, I appreciate this is not the most picturesque hotel, but you know, budgets and all that, so yeah.